This picture you can see now on your screen is actually an engraving, all right? An engraving is a kind of picture, of course, made through this kind of process. Let me show you. I think I have a picture right here. All right. So this man is an engraver. All right. And he is basically doing, let me show you another picture. He is basically doing this, but in a much more complex process. All right. Keep in mind, engraving works pretty much like a stamp. Okay. You are going to engrave in a metal plate, and then you are going to use ink here, over here, put a paper over it, and then it's going to the whatever picture you drew is going to be engraved on the paper, right? When I say much more complex, let me show you a picture that was printed, and now I'm using the term for print pretty etymologically accurately. That is press, right? Press to print, right? Look, this engraving here was made through this process, right? The laborious process of scratching every single detail, all right? Imagine the precision you need to have in order to engrave. Okay, so going back to the kind of picture we have, this is a colorful engraving, all right? This scene can be found in this website, National Gallery of Ireland, right? And it's called Scenes from St. Patrick's Life, right? What can we see there? We can see several scenes of St. Patrick's life, and around we have some rondels, all right? Okay, so what are, sorry, I said round, no, it's round, right? What are roundels? Roundels are those little pictures, depicting something. Let me show you another kind of roundel, just so that you know. This is another roundel, right? Roundel. This is actually Saint Anthony, you know. Be careful because in Portuguese we give different names for the same name. What do you mean? In Portuguese we have Santo Antão, and this is actually in Portuguese he would be called Santo Antão, but then we have Santo Antônio, all right? But actually it's the same name. It's just two different translations for the same original name. So in English, Santo Antão is Saint Anthony, and Santo Antônio is Saint Anthony. So it's the same thing, and it happens in most languages. As a matter of fact, Brazil, Portuguese is kind of an exception when it comes to that. Very nice, very nice. So we have some roundels, and they depict the life of St. Patrick, right? I would like to start with this one in the middle. So here's the exercise I want you to do, right? I want you to pause the video and create a little speech to yourself, trying to explain what is going on there. All right. When you pause the video, you have the picture here. Look at the details. Look at what there is in the background, what I don't know, the saint is holding. All right. And make it a small speech. Ideally, something like 1 or 2 minutes. All right. It's interesting. Ideally, you would be able, or you would be willing to record your voice and to set the time to see how much time you have spoken about the picture. Okay, so this is the exercise. Please pause the video and try to do it. Well, I really hope you have done it. So actually, what is happening here? This is Saint Patrick, of course, right? Because he is wearing green. All right. He's not wearing green because of luck, right? He is wearing actually a cope, and green is one of the most important colors when priests celebrate masses, right, in the Catholic Church. So remember, in the traditional Catholic Church, you have different colors of copes for different occasions, for different periods of the year. First, let me show you. This is a cope, okay? Maybe I can show you if I look for it, different copes. I can show you the other ones. Let me see if I can find them pretty easily. No, I won't. It's not so easy to find them. Let me try a little bit further. No, I guess they're not so uh, so common. Aha, yes. Look. Here we have different copes that are going to be worn in different occasions in the Catholic Church. All right. So, for example, you have the purple cope. Oh, here you have the color, the red cope. There is even a black cope, which is used to celebrate funerals, for example. It's a important and beautiful one as well. Well, enough of copes, but St. Patrick is wearing his cope. All right, he's wearing, and he's also wearing, you know, uh, this special kind of hat. All right, here the Pope is wearing this special kind of hat that we call mitra. All right, mitra, Mitre. Okay. Well, this is to show that St. Patrick was an important religious figure. All right. St. Patrick here is already in the high hierarchy of church. All right. And what is St. Patrick doing? He is not like Saint Francis. You know Saint Francis, the saint that loved the animals. He's not here just receiving the animals. No, take a look at what kind of animals we have there. We have snakes. We have a kind of dragon. We have a toad or a frog, and then we have a scorpion. All of those animals represent sin. All right. And then there is this legend. It is a legend because it was proved it was not so. But there was this legend of Ireland being, crowded with snakes. You would go to Ireland and there would be snakes everywhere. And it would be a very big problem because the snakes would kill everybody, and it was disgusting. I don't know. And St. Patrick, when he went to Ireland, he expelled the snakes. He prayed to God, and all the snakes ran from Ireland. Well, that's not historically accurate because if it were so, we could find fossils of old snakes in Ireland. So apparently, the country is lucky enough not to have many snakes. You would see before St. Patrick, many snakes would have lived and died in Ireland, and then would find a lot of fossils, right? But we can't. So what is it? Is it just a lie? No, it's because it's a symbolic thing here. Keep in mind that the snake is the animal that tempted Adam and Eve, right? So the snake is the symbol of the devil. The snake is the symbol of sin. The snake is the symbol of evil, right? As the scorpion or the dragon, right? Because they are animals that can kill you. That's I think that's the point. They are venomous, right? They have a liquid, right? Venom that can kill you. Well, When Saint Patrick started preaching in Ireland, the almost the entire country was pagan, right? After St. Patrick, almost the entire country was Catholic. So basically, he practically converted the whole country to Catholicism, right? He has founded, I don't know, hundreds of churches in Ireland. I don't know the number, right? But it's a lot of churches. And this represents Saint Patrick expelling, the pagans, expelling pagan tradition, expelling sin and things like that.